and welcome to Wedding Secrets with me, Claire. It's a pleasure to have you join us. Now, here at Wedding Secrets, we have the most amazing team of experts, and on many occasions we have spoke to many brides and grooms about some of the stresses and the pressures that can come with a wedding. What we want to do is, through our expert knowledge, to share with you some of our best advice to make your journey as easy as possible. Because sometimes on certain topics, it can be quite difficult to speak to friends and family. Maybe you just want an expert ear to come and to listen to your problems and to give you what we feel is the best advice. Now, today's video really is going to discuss that. One thing that we get asked about many times is the change to our bodies, how that might affect our wedding dress. Now, this is a really good video if you're about to go wedding dress shopping, just to give you a few ideas. Or if you've already got your dress, you've found your dream dress, you've had your fitting, but your body has changed on the run up to your wedding. Now, on the run up to our wedding, it's completely natural to gain weight or to lose weight. But why can this happen? Well, firstly, you could have a change to your diet. So whether that's due to stress and running around, you're not eating as much, so you've lost weight. Or perhaps you're going to lots of events, lots of build-ups, lots of hen-dos, and perhaps you've gained weight. Or maybe there's changes in your health. Perhaps your health has caused your body shape to change. Also, other factors such as home life, such as your moving house, or perhaps you've had a child and your body shape has changed. Well, first and foremost at Wedding Secrets, we want to let you know that's completely normal, it's completely natural, and I promise you, you are not alone. Many of us go through the exact same thing. But if you have found your dream wedding dress and your body shape has changed and you're worrying about what can be done to your wedding dress to change the shape of it on your build up to your wedding, there are 3 different ways that this can be changed. So this video, we're going to share with you those 3 different ways in trying to readjust your wedding dress for your big day. Also, key to note, if you are still going shopping for your wedding dress, some of these tips actually have really handy advice that you might want to take on board when you're going shopping. So let's get started. Number 1, the seams. The seams, I always say, are the backbone of the dress. If you're a seamstress yourself, you will completely understand this. Now, the seams, most dresses have 1. If your dress has 2 seams, that's perfect. That's really the key in being able to readjust the shape of the dress. Now, hopefully, if your dress has 2 seams, it'll have left and it'll have right. Those seams can be taken out, and that can allow to have an extra 1.5 inches, which just might be about right. Key thing to remember with seams though, and this is so important, I've had many dresses in my time, I've had many seams taken in, taken out, and I'm sure you have too. One key thing though is be sensible. Do not put too much pressure on your seams. Too much pressure means that they will pop, and that is the last thing that you want to happen. So if you have maybe gained a little or perhaps lost a little, have a talk to a tailor, a seamstress, about letting some or bringing it in on the seams. If you're about to go shopping, really try and find a dress with 2 seams. It's going to make life a lot easier on the way to your wedding. Right, tip number 2. Tip number 2, key thing, there are a few different backs of dresses, buttons, sashes. 2 of the main types is a zipper and the other one is a corset. If it was me and I was going shopping, I would try and aim for a corset. Now, this doesn't mean you can't have a zip dress. Many dresses can have zips removed and corsets put in instead. And the key reason is if you have perhaps gained a little bit more weight on the run up to the wedding, a zip is fixed. So there's only so much room in a zip. With a corset, we can allow for extra space. So it'll be corseted up from the bottom all the way up, and it can allow for just a little bit more room. And personally, I like a corset because towards the end of the night, if the dress is feeling too tight, you can ask your bridesmaids just to loosen it to make yourself a little bit more comfortable. And while we're on the topic of corsets, now this is key, and I know this personally because I used to work within historical costumes, and in historical costumes, many of them had the corsets on the back. If I was gaining more weight, I could have what's called a modesty panel. Now, say you have your corset, your back's here, your corset's here. The modesty panel would slip in between and it would cover from the bum all the way to the top of the dress. And a modesty panel is what it says. It just sits nice at the back, make sure everything's tucked in. And it's just, I've even had modesty panels expanded as well. So it's a really good tip. Plus, with your corset, when you're coming to having your ribbons put in, you can have them lengthened as well. So if you have gained a few more pounds, you can have them longer if you want more corset in. Plus, it's a really nice way to add personal touches in. You can pick your own fabric, whether you would want ribbon or whether you'd want lace. It's those really nice touches. But one thing I do just want to pre-warn you is the one key thing that's really hard when it comes to having a dress tailored later down the line, modesty panels and things like that, you can't always get the same fabric as your dress. So do bear that in mind. Okay, my final tip number 3 is a gusset. Every tailor, every seamstress knows all about a gusset. Now, wherever your seam is, the gusset will be added, and this will make the dress larger, which is perfect just for that added relief of stress. The only thing, again, same with the modesty panel, the fabric of the gusset, you cannot always get the same fabric as your wedding dress or the same pattern. So do bear that in mind. However, I have seen many dresses with different modesty panels, different gussets, and sometimes it's quite nice to just add in a slightly bit of texture, but do just remember that when our body shape changes, whether it goes smaller or larger, we try and adjust our dress. But remember, sometimes with a dress, there are limitations. I hope those 3 tips are going to help you. Again, the main thing is things can be done with your dress, so do not panic. And don't put too much pressure and stress on yourself. We are all human. All of our bodies change throughout life, and it's completely normal, it's completely acceptable. Our best tip for your big day is make sure you're comfortable in your wedding dress as well. We've got lots of other videos giving you helpful tips when it comes to choosing the right dress for a wedding. But as I said, above all else, make sure you're happy and make sure you're comfortable.